Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Creativity Broadcast. I'm your host, Laura Westman, and today we are going to do something a little out of the box for this channel just to test the waters and do a little bit of oracle card reading specific to those of us who dance with creative muses. All right, so I'm getting the feeling that this reading is specifically for you if you are going through a period of change with regard to your creativity, and that change feels significant. Like it's not a small thing. It's not like oh, I'm flirting with this project idea. It's more like how I feel about my identity as it relates to my creativity is changing. And so it feels pretty big. So first we're going to check out my favorite deck to begin with, always, the Sacred Rebels Oracle by Alana Fairchild. So we'll just see what's kind of the big overarching message that we need to be tuning into. Collaborative Dreaming, number 28. It's a really beautiful card. You can see here we've got lots of different people coming together in lots of different colors. All right. Number 28, Collaborative Dreaming. Your heart is big enough to dream not only for yourself, but for a new humanity. Imagine a world that is healed with respect, understanding, and with community that fosters life. Even your dreams that relate to you alone will contribute positively to the greater good because that is the nature of your heart. Your heart naturally and intelligently cooperates in a grand scheme of loving creativity, working to heal the hearts of the world. The heart creates win-win situations that benefit the individual and the collective. Okay, this is where it gets interesting. You are being asked to honor your growing desire to co-create with conscious, like-minded people. Your collaborative dreaming is a heart-inspired win-win, bringing mutual enhancement to yourself and others. The heart wants to love and be loved. Working with others creatively is a way to allow the heart to grow. It is a chance for you to learn how to honor yourself and others and to find ways to live and let live simply by growing and strengthening your active trust in your heart's guidance. You are asked to bear the rough patches that can happen when you work creatively with others. Ideas might clash, there can be friction, particularly if you have different ways of working. Sometimes big dreams need fire to ignite them into reality. Wow. So one of the things I really love and appreciate about Alana Fairchild's Oracle decks is that the readings are long. Like they are very specific. So if this is speaking to you, you can comment below and I can send you the full reading, or you can go ahead and get the deck for yourself. You will not be disappointed. It's the best. So let's take a little bit of a deeper look at this. So we have collaborative dreaming as the overarching message. And I'm wondering if we are moving to the Wild Unknown Animal Spirit deck by Kim Krans. This is also one of my favorites. I think it might be helpful to do maybe 3 cards here. And we're going to do, one is going to be who you need to be during this particular moment. And the second card will be what to watch out for. Wow. Buffalo. This is who you need to be at this particular moment. Check it out. I'm not going to lie. This is the 4th or 5th time Buffalo has presented itself to me in the last 3 days. This is crazy. I love this card. You can see this beautiful giant animal, and there's like a crack of lightning in the purplish sky up here. So let's take a look at what she says about Buffalo. In the Wild Unknown Animal Spirit deck, there's kind of, much like tarot, there's kind of different suits. And Buffalo finds itself in the Earth suit. Okay. Buffalo, grounded yet heavenly, practical yet spiritual. The hooves of the mighty buffalo are grounded in the earth, yet its heart and mind rise toward heaven. The buffalo sees challenge, hardship, or a bump in the road as an opportunity for upliftment. Therefore, the buffalo does not fear death, illness, or misfortune. Its gentle eyes look to the road ahead, trusting every turn. May we all experience this elusive yet life-changing bliss from time to time, and may we allow this card to remind us that life is a precious gift. When in balance, trusting and pure presence. When out of balance, restless and lacks gratitude, to bring into balance prayer and bhakti. Wow. I just want to read this part one more time. May we all experience this elusive yet life-changing bliss from time to time, and may we allow this card to remind us that life is a precious gift. Wow. You know, where this takes me is, first of all, what it feels like as a human being to be in the presence of a very large mammal. Lately, I've been thinking a lot about whales, and obviously I've been thinking about buffaloes because I've just been getting, buffalo has just been showing up a lot in a lot of readings and music and things like that. And, you know, if you think about what it's like to encounter a creature like that, it's very humbling because they're huge and beautiful and so natural, and they kind of have their own pace that they take life. And I feel like buffalo is reminding us that there's a big picture involved, and we can't spend time, like if you're a buffalo going a long distance, you have to have faith that the direction that you're going is the direction that you're meant to be going, and you can't be looking at every little pebble that your hooves get stuck on, or you're never going to go anywhere. So I think some of this is about that kind of like larger picture of faith and gratitude, and just saying, you know, maybe I'm not meant to know every single little part of like why I'm on my journey where I am. You know, maybe the point is for me to actually practice walking in a certain direction and having faith in myself and having some trust that the universe is going to be meeting me along the way, you know? And I love the reminder of gratitude as well. I feel like lately I've been struggling with that too, because I felt like I'm in such an in-between place. And I resent sometimes the feeling of like not being able to connect with my gratitude, because I know how like blissful and wonderful and like filled with presence I can be or feel when I am connected to my gratitude. So I think this is a really good reminder to, you know, if we're having some trouble feeling that, or feeling presence, or like gratitude as a gateway to presence, this card is really powerful. Grounded yet heavenly, practical yet spiritual. So what can we do that kind of brings our energy back and has us reorient and get present, even if it feels like it's too small? You know, I often find that when I'm trying to solve my like really, really big problems, usually the most effective thing is to get really small with my practice, like really close to the ground, you know? And so I think for me, that might be as simple as like go for a really long walk and literally forget all the things that I'm trying to fix and solve and figure out for a while and just connect to my body. That's usually the way to go. So this is a good reminder. It's what I love about this card too is that it's filled with dualities. We have like grounded yet heavenly, practical yet spiritual. And I feel like that's a lot of what gratitude practice and self-care can be sometimes, where sometimes the biggest miraculous moments happen when we are just simply connecting with our bodies or calming down a little bit, you know, and it feels so small and insignificant, but it actually changes everything. So the big and the little kind of coming together. Oh, thank you, Buffalo. Unexpected. Okay. So next, when I asked the question of like what to watch out for, I got Gazelle. And so I'm wondering, it's funny because when I was interpreting that question, I was thinking of it kind of in a more like cautionary way. But the fact that we've gotten Gazelle to me indicates that it's actually suggesting for us to be more positive in our outlook about this. And instead of watching out for how are we going to mess this up, you know, it's more asking us to be like kind of softer and more positive in our approach. Like maybe we actually won't disappoint ourselves. Maybe we can be a little bit different and expect something nice. Anyway, here's Gazelle. Let me read it and let's see where this lands. Okay, so Gazelle, heightened awareness and ability, vulnerable. The Gazelle represents supreme grace. With every move, this awe-inspiring beauty emits sophistication and elegance. Gazelle personalities are often hyper-aware of their surroundings, bordering on hypervigilant, and this can inhibit them from enjoying the beauty they've spent so much effort cultivating. No more worrying about all those predators out there in the wild. When this card appears, it's time to get back to the present moment. Okay, this is definitely the same theme. Sit down, find your breath, and acknowledge the beauty, acknowledge the bounty that surrounds you. Let it nourish your gentle spirit. When in balance, graceful, perceptive, artistic. When out of balance, food allergies, insomnia, racing mind. To bring into balance, yin yoga, cozy home, good food. Oof. Wow. This is pretty on theme, I think. Gazelle is such a nice reminder that I think especially when we're tackling big questions and we're feeling up against big change, the best thing that we can do, rather than try to like rush to the future to get confirmation that where we're going is the right way or it's going to work out or something, Gazelle is a reminder that taking care and grounding ourselves in the present is kind of the only way to create the future that we are really destined for. And it's super confronting because it's actually asking us to give up some of the conditioning we have about goal achievement, which often has us rushing and competing and putting our needs aside and, doing what it takes. But I think Gazelle reminds us that this is actually a very vulnerable time, the beginning, and to not make that vulnerability wrong, but actually hold it as like a very natural part of the creative process, of the transformational process. Plus, isn't she so beautiful? Look at her. She's just sitting here with the sun behind her. I love it. Wow. So we've got collaborative dreaming again at the very beginning, which is really about kind of opening up to the possibility that the dreams that you have and the things that you're really desiring are not only for you, but also will benefit other people. And so then it's so cool that we have Buffalo, which sort of connects us to the universe and the earth, kind of like tying it all together. And then Gazelle feels a little bit like a little prescription of like, take care of yourself. And if you're super needy, okay. I definitely needed to hear that. Okay. So for this very last one, I would like to go into the Wisdom of Avalon Oracle. This is a new deck for me. I got it because I like Colette Baron Reed. I don't know, I'm just feeling really interested in using mythology in my daily life a little bit differently. And so Wisdom of Avalon seemed like a really good place to start. Okay. Plus, like, look how beautiful this color blue. Oh, it's gorgeous. Okay, so I think what we're going to be asking the Wisdom of Avalon is, let's imagine that we are on a quest and we're at a particular point on our quest, and there's something that we need in order to advance. And so that's what I'm going to be asking this deck about. It's so similar to other decks. There's kind of different little suits in this deck, and this is a Sacred Journey marker, Communication, numbers 41. So again, this is a response to the question that I asked about what do we need to advance, imagining that we're on a quest. Communication. Are you clear and straightforward when you communicate with others? Do you have difficulty asking for what you need? This marker reminds you of many things related to how you speak to the world and how it speaks to you. It asks you to be clear and to seek clarity in all communications between yourself and others in your life. Perhaps you need to call someone or write a letter. Do you need to connect with someone you haven't talked to in a while? Do you need to clarify something that remains cloudy between you and another? Drawing this marker indicates that it's timely to do so, for communication at this moment is highlighted in all areas of your life. This card notes that communication is not just between human beings. Your spirit guides, angels, and other helpers on your path are always trying to get your attention. Are you open to their messages? This feels like a little wink. I've been not only with Buffalo showing up over and over, but I have really been feeling like spirit and maybe some ancestors are like really trying to come through for me right now. So this feels a little bit like they're like, Laura. Okay. Are you open to their messages? Ask and you will know. Look and you will see. Listen and you will hear. Sense and you will feel. Communication is not just about talking at something or someone. In Avalon, the sacred wisdom was gained by developing receptivity and learning to listen. Oh, it's so good. It's also, this is there's like prismatic goodness to this one showing up here because receptivity is like a hugely I don't even want to say utilized because that makes it feel so like reduced to its utility. But I think it's just a very under acknowledged superpower when it comes to our creative lives. Nerd alert. I did a video maybe a year ago or so about the concept of receptive creativity. And I love it so much because particularly when it comes to our creative lives, I think we're constantly bombarded with ideas and possibilities and opportunities. And so when we get a little bit more interested in the creative powers around receiving, it just opens up that word co-creation that showed up in collaborative dreaming. It opens up opportunities for us to create in ways that are not just us forcing our will upon the world. And I don't know about you, but for me, and I know for a lot of people, we've kind of been conditioned that our creativity and the things that we want to make and the things that we want to do and the things that we want to feel, the only way to really do it is to do it on our own and to really be exerting our will. And I personally I feel like I've never connected with that, but I have used it because I felt like it was the only way. And the more that I lean into receiving and kind of being the analogy that's coming to me is sort of like you're going to a potluck and you're bringing a dish and everybody else is going to bring a dish and there's going to be a meal that everybody gets to enjoy. That like if we start thinking about different parts of our lives and our creativity and our creative projects and aspirations from that perspective, it opens up a totally different experience for all of us to have, you know, and things get brought to the table that you never could have imagined. Maybe you feel more free to share your creative desires with people without needing it to go somewhere. And I think one of the greatest things I've really been learning in this chapter that I'm in my creative life right now is just how awesome it is to be available as like a partner and a community member and kind of just see what other people bring to the table. Do they like my dish? Oh, they're glad I brought a dish because they're actually kind of hungry and they really wanted to eat, you know? Or they're excited because like the fact that I made something for a potluck reminded them that they too can make things for a potluck, and now they have a potluck to make things for, and it's really exciting. And it's just a very different way to think about moving your projects forward when you think about the benefit that they are to other people in the community. And it asks us too to really set aside the relationship between our creative output and our ego and having it be like exactly what we want or like exactly the perfect controllable thing. I think what we're talking about with this is a very different type of leadership that isn't related to you come here and do this job for me so it looks the way I need it to look. It's a lot more like I have a desire and I see something great in my imagination, and in order for anything to move from my imaginative realm, if you will, into tangible reality, it's going to change shape, and it's going to be even greater than I can imagine on my own when I let other people come into the kitchen and cook it with me. Now I'm mixing lots of metaphors, but comment below if you're picking up what I'm putting down on this one. And yeah, well, thank you all for joining me. Definitely comment and let me know what you heard in this, and were any of these decks particularly on point. Let me know. I'd love to do more of these for you all if it feels good and right. All right. Thanks. I'll see you next time.